Why nothing feels alive and what to do about it. A talk with Unmani.
There's a lot of space right now at my job, and I'm a little bit bored by what I'm doing. And yeah, I can't find the beauty right now in what's happening.
Mm.
Um, there's still this thought like I'm doing something wrong because I don't have the experience of aliveness. Yeah.
Mm. So you mentioned that you feel bored at your job. Is this, I mean, it sounds a little bit like a vicious cycle. I wonder where to start with it, really, because on one hand, you're feeling like you can't find the joy, and then also you're bored with your job. Is it because of the job, or is it because of not finding the joy? Which way around does it go?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe neither, both.
yeah. I'm not sure.
Mm.
You could say it's both. Like but in my mind they get mingled together. Like, oh, I'm not present enough with what I'm doing because otherwise I wouldn't feel this. And on the other hand, there's the level of my life, and maybe it's time to take a step into a new direction. Yeah, I need some new impulse, I guess.
You
Also,
have said this, you have said things like this before, maybe not as strongly as now. So yeah, maybe it's building up to a change.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then believing in these old stories of I'm not good enough and something wrong with me.
mm,
These things are going to be with you probably the rest of your life. These old friends, right? These little children that, when you feel a bit down or when things are feeling a bit insecure for whatever reason, they come in to try to find some sense of safety, some ground, some explanation. So, we just can acknowledge them again. Oh yeah, it's that little mouse that we know and love well. It doesn't have to mean anything, right? It doesn't have to mean that you've forgotten something or you've lost something. It doesn't have to mean that you really are missing something or that there really is something wrong with you. And of
yeah. So
and
if
of
I
course,
don't believe
sorry.
if I don't believe the stories,
Mm.
it's just be with the feeling, and that's it.
And there's the aliveness,
Yeah.
being with the feelings, even if they're uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we think of being feeling alive must be feeling joyful all the time, but feeling alive is just simply feeling what is here. And there is a kind of a joy in that. And it doesn't have to be like, yay, happy joy, but just simply the joy of meeting myself in what is here. It's a deeper joy.
Yeah, I can feel some of the that it brings some space around the feeling. So maybe that's the joy, even though it doesn't feel this way. And yeah, and seeing that my mind comes with a story that Because my whole life, and I have these feelings, I'm waiting for something. The better job, the better a
Mm.
boyfriend, friends, a new house, or I'm fed up with this waiting.
Yeah.
And the only way out is just to be with the feeling. And it could be that the feeling is also a direction of a new step I have to take. But there will be probably always will be new steps to take. Uh,
Yeah.
so at one hand, I see it as a step to take, but at the other hand, I also feel this longing to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. And this, I mean, this is the paradox again, that this, first of all, this longing to be here, that, when you are here, that's the joy I'm talking about. When you are here with your attention here, then there can be a relaxation because your longing isn't unfulfilled, right? You're just with what is here. And what is here might also be a new direction. But still, even if it's going somewhere, it goes somewhere out of here, like with being here and moving with here all the time here. It's hard to speak about it. It's, following a direction is always following here, 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 here.
Yeah, you mean it's much more successful, probably, to follow a direction when it comes from this moment or this.
Maybe, but I wasn't even speaking about success because who knows what success even means and who's going to judge what is successful. But maybe could be that things unfold in a smoother way, yes. But that wasn't so much the point. It was more that the outcome is irrelevant. It's just about staying with what is here now. And if what if is here now feels like it's moving in a direction, then okay, but still we stay with what is now as it moves. And we don't have to
But
know where it's going.
why is the outcome irrelevant? Because
I mean, you can
somehow my
hold,
mind
yeah.
uh, agitates towards that. Like, no, it is relevant because otherwise I feel this forever. And I
So,
failed my life or missed the sign or something like that.
so when you talk about outcome now, what are you referring to?
Yeah, like uh bringing aliveness in my work again by a new step, a new move, or and
Yeah, I
I don't
understand.
if I don't do that, then I'm staying safe, maybe. Then
Yeah, I
I
feel I
failed.
feel like we're speaking about the same thing, but maybe in slightly different ways. Um, so your idea of the outcome is that you want more aliveness in your work. But if you look for that using your mind and imagining an outcome and then thinking about it, how you could find that outcome and create that outcome, that's one way of doing it. It might work, it might not. But it is still disconnected from that sense of aliveness and longing to be here. It's focused on the outcome, right? And it's mental. Whereas what I'm saying is that yes, you have a feeling that you would like. more aliveness in your work, you don't know how to get that, right? So you could take on another idea and just be passive and go, well, I'll just, I don't know how, I'll just stay here and feel passive and stay stuck with what I'm doing. But that also is a mental position and mental way of looking at it. What I'm suggesting is that don't look at it through a mental perspective and feel into the fact that you don't know how to get that outcome of more aliveness in your work. But you do feel that sense of longing for it. So feeling that sense of longing in the body, staying with that sense of longing for aliveness. And as we feel into that sense of longing for aliveness, that sense of longing is the aliveness already. So already you've found that sense of aliveness. And it doesn't mean that you have to stay in that work, right? That sense of aliveness may well be moving out of that work into some other new situation that we don't know yet. But we can follow that sense of aliveness and that longing through being with the sensations moment to moment, even if you don't know mentally where it's going, just following it, being with it, taking some action as we follow it, but moving from not knowing mentally, just following the unfolding as we stay present with the aliveness now. So instead of imagining the outcome, like I long for just to be here one day in the future. All right, we be here now, so we've already arrived at what we long for, and then we move in the world with and as and from that.
It's more like trusting the the way which life will move me
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And not even a mental attitude of trusting. It's even less of a mental position than that. But yes, it is a trusting, but not, I'm going to trust life and let's see what life will do, because that too can be a mental position. But it is literally feeling into what is here and acknowledging, I don't know. I don't know how to move. What's best? I don't know. And staying with that, ooh, I don't know, ooh, feeling the discomfort of that, feeling maybe the excitement of that, feeling the fear, feeling maybe in there's even some little tingly kind of excitement for something new, and feeling that. And then, okay, let's see if we stay with that tingling sensation and that feeling of something new unfolding. I don't have to know what, but maybe thoughts come in. Thoughts can be used, right? It's not that we don't ever think about it. Thoughts might jump in with ideas that, oh, I could do this, I could do that. But those thoughts are not leading the way. They're jumping in with possibilities, like because thought is being used as a tool, but still we are checking back in with this sensation, with what is present. And every time a thought comes in with an idea, oh, I could do that, feeling into, oh, how does that feel? Does that resonate? Does that kind of feel in alignment with this movement of energy? Oh, maybe it does. okay. Then thought comes with, oh, like, I could do it like this and I could do it like that with more practical ideas. And again, we're checking, feeling into it. Does that resonate? Oh no, actually, oh no, actually that doesn't resonate. That feels too much of a push. So I'm just gonna stop and feel and again, I don't know how to do this. I have a sense that this way is right, it feels right, but actually I don't know. Okay, don't know. Let's feel again. Oh, maybe there's some fear. Fear, oh, I might get it wrong, or maybe I'm not worth it. Okay, let's just be with that. Let's explore that, feel into that. Oh, now there's a bit more space, a bit more openness. Right, let's see. Okay, oh, there's some movement again. Where's this going? You know? So moment to moment, we feel into it. And all of that can happen fast, or it can take time. And in taking time, it can be that there are long spaces where we just don't know. And for the mind, it can feel like, oh, I'm stuck, I'm passive, I'm not doing anything. And maybe you do fall into that pattern, in which case it's something to explore again, because that pattern of passivity and like, you know, is is there because you're afraid. You're afraid to take a risk, you're afraid to get it wrong, afraid to get hurt or whatever it is, right? To lose out or to not know, afraid to feel the discomfort that might come when we don't know how to move. So the aliveness is in not knowing, not knowing how to move gives the space to know how to move in its own time, at its own pace.
Something to explore.
Yeah, it's an
Because
adventure.
right now, the not knowing is feels like this passive standstill, which feels boring. But I don't know if it's boredom. Maybe it's more that I by looking to the news or that I bore myself in a way not to feel things. So it's something to explore. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we do all kinds of things to avoid feeling. And that's also okay sometimes, sometimes life is overwhelming.
yeah,
And and then we also long to feel and long to feel the connection again
yeah,
after feeling disconnected, because that's boredom, isn't it? What boredom is feeling disconnected,
yeah,
disconnected from life, from who you are. It's when we are feeding the mind and believing in the mind and the thoughts that we
yeah,
overlook
yeah,
the aliveness.
yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you.